Have you ever watched a manifestation video right here on YouTube and it has felt really good, felt completely aligned, and you're kind of thinking this time the concept of manifestation and what you need to do is actually finally clicked. And then a couple of days later, you're back to thinking in the same way. You're back to the same patterns. You don't feel so, I guess, like high vibe about manifestation. Maybe a couple of things have come in that are slightly negative, and you end up going back to YouTube, watching another video on manifestation, and it's just so that you can get back into that same state. I used to do this all the time, constantly on YouTube, like consuming content. And at some point, just had to ask myself, why does this whole thing, this concept of manifestation, only work when I am watching the video? And this is the thing that not many people actually explain at all, because most manifestation content works as content. It shifts your state, it gives you clarity, and it makes everything feel possible again. But it doesn't actually change your behavior at the end of the day. So you end up in this cycle. You watch something, you feel great, it aligns you, like you manifest things, you start to, see things coming towards you, and it lands and it's amazing. But then a couple of days later, you go back, you go backwards. It's almost like two step forwards, one step back, and you just have to go back to YouTube to find another manifestation video, another piece of content, another creator, right, to fix that issue. And the frustrating bit is that you understand what manifestation is. You do understand it, and you should be able to follow through, but you're just in this pattern. And what I realized when I was in this pattern is that it's not that manifestation and all of these amazing manifestation gurus, it's not that what they teach doesn't work. It does. It absolutely does work. But it works at the part of you that is your mind, right? Your ego mind. But when you come to actually change things like your decisions and your habits and your patterns, this is not something that's driven by your mind alone. You can feel aligned temporarily because of what you can kind of override your mind to think. And if you're not changing the pattern that's underneath things, then this is where we need to actually take a look at these things. I stopped actually when I found myself getting into all this and really seeing the loop that I was getting into, I stopped asking myself, what should I be doing? So in my morning routine, I would have this thing where I had, okay, I have to do my journaling, my tarot card, my gratitude, my affirmations. I had to do it all at once. And it comes to a point where it's less about the doing and it is more about how I'm actually designed to operate in this world, to be in this world, to connect with other people. And it's about releasing the conditioning that we see all around us, not just in the manifestation circles, but in society and media and everything else, and actually just coming back to your true self. So by the end of this video, you will learn the three things that I stopped doing that brought me out of this whole loop of like watching content and into real manifestation, real results. And this actually tripled my business revenue in just 1 month. So the very first thing that I want to teach you guys is a lot of the advice that you are following is actually not built for you specifically. Some people are just naturally consistent. Some people work in bursts. Some people like to respond to things or be intuitively guided and not just initiate. So most advice of, the morning routine and the sitting down and doing your manifestation techniques, this advice here assumes that everybody works in the same way. So you try and apply it, it doesn't stick, and it's not because you're not doing it correctly. it's because it's just not how you work in the first place. So when you realize how it is that you work, how it is that things work for you without just blindly following somebody else's strategy, then this is when things will shift for you. The second thing that I want to teach you is I realized that I didn't fully trust my own way at that point in time. So when something feels really off and you go outside of yourself to correct it, and this is where the videos come in, right? So you get into that mindset of like, yes, I'm manifesting. This is really amazing. I love my life. And then things start to feel off and you go straight back to the videos because they are something outside of you that you can control, and it helps you to feel like you're getting back to that feeling again. But the reason why you are in a loop is because you are reaching outside of yourself for the answers. So it's showing you that you can't trust yourself to get there on your own. Now, the third thing that I want to teach you guys is a lot of what you think is you isn't actually you, it's conditioning. Things that you have picked up, things that you've adapted to, things that you've learned to be. When you try to build the self concept and that identity on top of something that isn't even real to begin with, something that isn't even you to begin with, it's become something that because you're not following through, it's because it's not true to you at all. You don't need more content. What you're trying to do is you're trying to apply advice that was never even built for you in the first place. And you're expecting that advice to create consistent behavior. That's why it only works whilst you are watching the video and maybe for a couple of days afterwards. And until something then comes along that might trigger you or just might seem, well, that wasn't a very good manifestation because I had a bill come in, or that wasn't a very good manifestation because a client said no, right? And this is where you keep coming back to the content to feel aligned, but actually, it's not changing how you move in your body. It's not changing how you operate because your mind is keeping on top of this, but your body isn't. Your body's probably resisting quite a lot of this. And this is why manifestation, it is so important to start connecting with yourself somatically and start using real sort of like intuitive gut instinct bodily knowing, and use what you have internally to do your manifestation and not look externally for the answers. Now, I am hosting a live and completely unscripted conversation with my beautiful friend Val, and all of this concept that I'm talking about here right now, we are going to be talking about this in our webinar. It is called Undeniable: When Your Identity Becomes Your Manifestation Superpower. And it's really all about this exact shift that I have been talking to you guys about today. It's moving from trying to fix your mindset to actually understanding the identity that you've been operating from and what changes when that starts to realign. And we're also going to be bringing in that beautiful somatic understanding of your body, your intuition, and your gut instinct as well, because all of these things create somebody who is truly aligned, who isn't looking outside of themselves for answers. And the best thing that I can give you guys to take away with now is that you have been manifesting all along. Look around you. You have manifested everything that you have in your life so far. But the thing is that the reason why it's not growing, the reason why your bank account stays small, stays capped, the reason why, you haven't actually achieved the bigger things that you want to achieve is because you've been manifesting from a version of yourself that's not actually you. In this webinar, we are going to be breaking down why manifestation work can feel like it's not working, how your identity is shaping your results of your manifestation techniques, and what it actually looks like to create from alignment rather than this kind of like real effort, sort of like, oh, I have to have to go and do my manifestation stuff. And I would love you guys if you would join me and Val on this amazing live and scripted conversation. It is not going to be a 3 steps to fix your life or 3 steps to better manifestation. It's just some honest talk from two women who have lived um, the experience of manifestation, who have understood themselves through, identity work, through intuitive astrology and human design. And it's going to be happening on the 13th of May. It's 5 p.m. UK time, 9 a.m. PST, and it is completely free. And there's also going to be a replay if you can't make it as well. The link to join us is down in the show notes below, and we can't wait to see you there.